All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, just sitting here drinking my morning coffee. Looking sexy as hell as usual. For those of you who say I don't look sexy as hell drinking my coffee, nobody cares what you think. Didn't ask you shit. All right, let's make sure we got good volume. No, we do not. All right, volume is up. Let's see what we get for people in here. Did I set this to public? Yeah, I did. We're good. All right, so today's going to be a leg day. We're going to do some heavy box squats. And see where it goes. Let's see what we get for people in here. This is a little earlier than normal. Lars said good morning, Coach. Good morning to you, Lars. Good morning to you, brother. Still waking up over here. We're waking up, getting a coffee drink, and get a little bit of heavy ass squatting done today. Once we're fully caffeinated. Once we are caffeinated. So it's definitely filling out, I think, with the carbs. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold going on here. So see if I can talk now correctly without stuff in my throat there. Yeah, I think we're filling out with the carbs and everything, so it should be good. So I'm kind of curious how this workout's going to go. Oh, it's 7:40 here, dude. It's 7:40. I didn't realize Rio de Janeiro was in that time zone. So you're Brazilian. Those were Rio. I'm not awake yet, man. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. All right. This is a little slower than we normally do. We normally sometimes get 20 people in here by now. Not sure what's going on. It's earlier though. I'm up a little bit early today. Got to bed at a decent hour. And no, I don't know what we're going to do for current events yet tonight. We will come up with something. We'll come up with something. It's a Friday though. I'll probably do it earlier than usual. Just in case. All right. Also, if you guys could follow me on the Facebook page and like all my stuff today, it would be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to link that there and pin it to the top. Yeah. Okay. Let's get hopefully some topics now. Yes, Marco, I'm aware that is the origin of the thing, which is why I just, for a while, because I didn't want his stuff discussed, I would just block people for that silly shit. I don't know why people think he knows how to train. I mean, to be fair, is his training knowledge even that good? From the little bit I can see, it's not really that great. It's average at best. All right. Also, the guy can't squat, he can't deadlift. So, and a point I make with that, people bring it up. It's like, where's bodybuilder? I'm like, when has that ever been an excuse? Historically, weren't all bodybuilders strong at squats and deadlifts? That is only from the heavy drug era that ever became a thing at all, right? That is only the gear world, like the extreme gear world, to where having a weak squat or a deadlift was acceptable to a bodybuilder at all. All the old school guys, they had big numbers. And the point I make, if you're jacked, you should be able to squat and deadlift a lot. Not because you train the squat and deadlift, but because you have muscle. So if a person, doesn't have respectable numbers on those lifts, it's a muscle disparity somewhere. And so people have to understand that. Kind of relevant. He literally said superset speed up metabolism in one of his videos. I mean, weightlifting in general can speed up metabolism, but to suggest that supersets are going to cause a significant. What is he talking about? That people who do tons of supersets burn half a calorie more a day or something? I mean, lifting weights in general speeds up metabolism. We know this. But it's not just metabolism, it's things like thermic effect of food and heat, all that stuff go up. Okay. Yeah. Nothing special about that. But keep in mind, I mean, in theory, if you wanted the highest metabolic rate possible, you'd put most of your efforts into your legs. Like that would be the one thing you could do to speed up metabolism the most. Because no amount of arm and chest work is ever going to add the sheer amount of muscle that, say, training your quads will. It just won't. They're just so much, your legs are just so much bigger in terms of muscle mass and muscle potential. And then when you think about the fact that then you're actively using all that muscle when you walk and do other stuff, if someone wanted the fastest metabolic rate possible, just train the crap out of their legs would be the best advice. Right? That would be the best advice. But obviously, I think people should train everything. I've made the case, I think, over the last year that we should literally train every muscle in our body. For the most part. I mean, obviously, I think there's certain parts of the neck maybe you might not want to, it's probably not necessary for us to train our fingers. That's not adding much to metabolic health. But then again, I play the guitar, so, no, gold, I'm not banning it. It's just the worst offenders. I mean, gold, I think you said some stuff I didn't like, didn't you? And some stuff. It's just the worst offenders, dude. You guys know what it is. If you just repeat the same stupid talking points of trolls, I'm just going to block you. Unless you have a video up showing your real voice and your real face talking trash, then I'll let you stay. Like that Hercules guy, I let him stay. I didn't ban him yesterday. You know why? Because he's not a pussy ass troll hiding behind a screen. He at least has his face and his voice on the screen. And I think that's fair. But if you're going to stand there and just repeat lies 37 times over and over that trolls made up, because I felt like a lot of the people didn't deserve to be in there. Gold. So I cleared it all out so that, people who were not particularly a problem, I could just get as many people as I could off there, right? Let's just kind of get out of jail at a free card. Just let everybody out and then wait to see if people commit heinous crimes, and only those people, then we put them back in. That makes sense. So, I mean, at this point, I've only rebanned out of the thousands. I've banned about maybe 10 people. Ballpark, I could be wrong. Estimate. Right? So that's the point, gold. I mean, if you want to say some things I don't like, it's fine. But if you're going to repeat lies, like literal things that I know are lies, and you do it 27 times, I'm just going to get rid of you. And I think especially if you're hiding your identity. Then do you see anything unreasonable about that? I mean, lies would be stuff like that I did something bad to my dog, or that I was, or an accusation of being a member of a hate group. I mean, that sort of shit, dude. Well, beautiful. I can manually unban them, but you'll have to contact me on social media through your real account. And then we can talk about unbanning you. I can plug in a URL manually and find it and unblock it. I had to do that for 5-time production. But those are examples, or crazy stuff. I mean, those are examples where someone's making up BS about me being on like welfare or Section 8 housing. That's all bullshit. You guys know it's bullshit. Like you know for a fact it's a lie. So repeating it 37 times, of course, I'm just going to block those people. Why wouldn't I? It's stupid. So those would be 3 examples of things that you guys know for a fact is a lie. Like it's not actually true. Gold. I think you completely did not listen to what I said when you typed that. Okay. It is extremely clear. I just gave you examples, and I've not rebanned people for minor things, and I've made that clear. I just gave you 3 examples of things that will get you banned. That you guys know for a fact, all you trolls know that you completely fabricated all that shit and that it's not true. And so if you come repeating it repeatedly over and over and you're hiding your identity while doing it, I'm just going to ban you. And what's unreasonable about that? If a person repeats the same lie about you 17 times while hiding their identity, I think that's pretty reasonable grounds. Now, if they get up and do it in a video, yeah, what? No, I wasn't to do it. I don't know. I probably should just ban you for being a fucktard though at this point, who has no reading comprehension or listening comprehension. So, I mean, you're probably just too fucking stupid to be allowed to type. I mean, based on what you just wrote, you clearly missed everything I said. All right. Frank, people on NHSV still think I'm you for some reason. Yeah, I haven't even checked back in. I haven't seen those comments the last day or so. I need to go back and check it. Is it good to bench 150 kg at 60? It's 150 kg bench is good at any age. I think you can drop the age 60 off just fine. Frank, what evidence would people possibly accept? I mean, am I supposed to get a written note from a company saying that this is not a Section 8 house? I mean, that's fucking stupid. It clearly isn't. So on and so forth. As far as the dog thing, I have multiple witnesses I'm eventually going to have to compile together and put on camera. You know, who can attest to what really happened. But right now, it's too much to deal with all that. You know. And there's way too many. Frank, there comes a point where you can't knock down every single crazy ass thing they've come up with. Like, it would be like just trying to put out fires everywhere. There's so many. And it's like to try to compile the evidence that these people made up 37 different things. Jesus Christ. I mean, the fact that they've made up 1 or 2 should be enough. I mean, the fake weight thing alone should be enough. The wheelchair thing alone should be enough to just say these people are all fucking nuts. Right? Because it was all fake weights and I go do 3 powerlifting meets, break state records. You know what I mean? The wheelchair, I'm obviously not in a wheelchair, you know. But all these same people were insistent about it. It's the same people. Like, they were adamant about it. You know, the same thing. Like, how do you prove that you were never a neo-Nazi? Like, how do you prove that? Hey, Frank, I need you to prove right now you were never a neo-Nazi. What? Well, how about I'm not racist? I don't hate people? Is that a good enough reason? Showing how you make your coffee. I press a button and then go back to bed. All right. Desert Homer Morning Coach, just send us some love. We would appreciate it. You know, that's a political topic, Frank. So let's not even go there. I really don't want to hash that shit out, to be honest. That was also a political topic when I was very angry about some stuff still with 9/11. That was a long time ago, too. That's not a race. Actually, this clown just needs to go. I remember you from yesterday. I let you go, but it's like, you're back. Let's get rid of him. Yeah, but Frank, I don't feel like rehashing old political beliefs that I don't even have anymore. You know, when I was doing a lot of banter. I mean, it's okay. It's real simple. I mean, I can give you a straight up answer. 2025, I have no problem with Muslim people. There we go. There's my whole statement. That's it. That's all we need. That's debunking it. All right, eternal pain. Hey, Jason, is it incorrect to wear a belt on the bench press, or is it fine? People wear belts on records all the time. So if people set world records wearing a belt on the bench press, do you think it's okay? Omi, I've stayed on good terms with the USPA. My only issue is with the state chair in Texas. Like at the national level, I am in good standing. Coach, how did you not clap back in all those years? Because I really didn't want to get into the drama. I figured if I just, here was my strategy, Peppermint. I honestly and legitimately believed that if I just tried to be a good person and put out good information, right? Beauty, it's called just a regular coffee machine. We don't call it a drip in the US, we just call it a coffee maker. I don't think anyone calls it a drip. You might be in the UK or something. So back to that point, Peppermint. I honestly, stupidly believed, again, my mistake. I had this dumbass idea that if I just tried to be a good person long enough and focused on just putting out good, informative content and ignored all of it and just got more jacked and stronger and coached people and focused on positive, good content and just tried to be a genuinely good human being, that after enough years, it would go away. I know I'm fucking stupid. I know it's fucking stupid to think if I just try to be a good person a long enough years and don't get in fights and don't stir up drama and just focus on helping people, that all the bullshit will eventually fade. I know it's stupid as fuck. It just got worse. It literally got worse with me doing that. And I realized the reason is because it made me look like a weak ass pussy. It made me look like a weak ass pussy. And you know, when people smell pussy, Antonio, do we really need to go through all this shit, dude? Jesus fucking Christ. Actually, I'm just going to ban that stupid fucking shit too. Fuck you. How's that? I don't want to cover all this stupid, goddamn, idiotic bullshit anymore. Just fucking stop. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck you guys. How's that? How about you too, Antonio? Just fucking stop. I thought you were a good poster. I'm about to ban your stupid fucking ass too. Fuck you. All right. Ooh, that felt good. I'm getting ready to squat now. Ready to get 500 pounds on my back. Babbitt, I appreciate the donation, brother. There we go. Coach is fired up. No, Antonio, I'm getting tired of this stupid fucking shit. Just fucking stop. Jesus fucking Christ. What about the black belts? What about your fucking mom, dude? What about your mom's black belts? How's that? Jesus fucking Christ. Can we leave the trolling from 12 years ago in the fucking past? See how easy that is? 11, hey Jason, thoughts on single leg work? Okay, good. I don't claim to have any black belts either. Are we fucking done? Jesus fucking Christ. Do you see me up in videos right now talking about black belts? Levin says, hey Jason, thoughts on single leg work? I think single leg work can be great. Split squats, lunges, all that stuff. They have a lot of, all right. Antonio, that was me clowning with banter 12 years ago. You guys have to let this shit go. I mean, fuck, dude. Let a motherfucker move on away from banter. Why don't you guys go pester lion ass Michael Hearn about his judo championships that he never has? Because he's posted all over his shit and there's no evidence that he did any of it, by the way. Oh my God. I know, right? Ozma, because it's getting on my fucking nerves, dude. You guys sound like fucking Jason Genova. What are these black belts better than me? Pissing these shit me black belt and the dog. Black belt, you got 2 black belts. Like that's what you motherfuckers sound like. Go hang out with fucking goofy ass Jason Genova and be on the spectrum together with y'all stupid fucking shit. Jesus fucking Christ. That's what you motherfuckers are starting to sound like. No, Michael Hearn, there's no evidence whatsoever that he did any of that shit. He made it all up. So go pester his ass because he still claims it. After 20 years, he still claims all that shit on his websites. Now, I'm going to put that shit in the spam filter. That's how I eliminate that motherfucking problem. I just block the word black belts. It's just not a topic of conversation on my motherfucking channel. Jesus fucking Christ. See how easy that is. All right. Genuine question, why have you hit any of your strength goals? What do you mean? Oh, because I quit bulking. Sherlock, we've covered this in the vlogs for years. We covered it in the years. Sherlock, do you not watch all my vlogs, man? All right. I've set goals for this year at the lighter, leaner body weight because I don't want to get fat and I don't want to die young. Okay. There's a reason. Remember when I was chasing certain goals and I said, guys, I'm getting sleep apnea. I have to cut. I'm not doing this. It's not worth dying for. Do you not remember all that? It was kind of a big deal on the channel. Once I got to that 605 camber bar squat and I'm like, I wanted a 700 squat and deadlift, I realized when I started waking up feeling like I was drowning, I'm like, I'm getting too heavy. I got to cut. I'm not going to die for this shit. Done. So, yeah. Martial arts is a very fitness related. All right. Is Michael Hearn a legit? Not on that stuff. No, not to my knowledge. There's no evidence of it. I just wasn't sure if it was a weak move to wear a belt on working sets when you're trying to get stronger. Not really, no. Antonio, I have no idea. I mean, I have the option. I got a priority invite. I don't know if I really want to. I have to put some thought into that one. And it's not going to be affected by what fans want me to do. I don't grind the beans. I don't have a coffee grinder. Hey, beautiful. My coffee is really not exciting. Okay, let me explain how it works. I have a coffee maker where you put the grounds in it that I buy at the grocery store. You add water and you put a paper filter in it. And you put the grounds in the paper filter and you flip the on button and you go back to bed. So I put them in there the night before. When I wake up to piss in the morning, I go hit the coffee maker, then I go back to bed for a while. This is my entire process. I drink the coffee black with nothing in it. How's that for exciting? Eternal. I'm a caffeine addict. I'm a coffee addict. So with no caffeine in my system, it's not a matter of energy. I literally hate people. If I haven't had my coffee yet, I probably want you to die. That's how it is, dude. Just if you want me to be completely honest, I'm a coffee addict. It has nothing to do with my training. Like my training doesn't change when I've tapered off coffee in the past, weaned off of it for just better sleep if I felt that caffeine was an issue. My workouts are the same. Vapor, as a Brit, is there anything from our culture you liked or missed? The castles and cathedrals. You should try going for a morning run. Antonio, it's not a question of waking up. I was making a joke that I just don't like people without the coffee. No, I'm a caffeine addict. It's not even about waking up that much. And no, I don't want to do a morning run. I have to lift. I need to be fresh when I lift. Lifting is my primary. I would never do cardio before I lift weights. Always after. I'm already stocked up on coffee. Beautiful. There's tons of coffee pictures in my on Facebook. Tons of them in my grocery basket. Right here. There you go. Go check all my pictures. Dude, I'm not drinking nasty ass tea. Why did you quit conjugate? I thought it was forever to work on my physique more. Peppermint. I think tea is disgusting. CS, lose body fat. That's it. Calorie deficit, high protein, lift weights. When were your arms? Do you expect me to have an exact time frame? I'm an extremely advanced lifter. It's going to take me a while. How's that? A long time? Hey, Chad, apparently it's not. Plus, I just don't feel like doing it. I'm incorporating elements of conjugate. I'm just not doing true conjugate. There are absolutely elements of conjugate in my training still. How do you know when it's time to quit starting strength? As soon as you have a strength base. I actually don't like English breakfast, to be honest. Keep in mind, I lived in the UK, dude. Coffee is delicious. I'm trying to cut back. What's the bare minimum bicep size? I don't know. I have no idea. Eternal. I guess once you stall and you're no longer making decent strength gains. That is a novice program. Keep in mind, I feel it's an incomplete program. You need some curls and stuff in there. I saw your post about NH. Which one? Which city? I was in Cheltenham. I started my channel while I was in Cheltenham, actually, before I moved back to Texas. Do you ever miss the UK? No, I don't miss the UK. I don't miss the UK at all. The one of him and that chick agreed doesn't look like he has 18-inch arms. Chad, we don't need periodization. I mean, technically, is there any true periodization in conjugate? I mean, it would be considered concurrent periodization, but it's really not periodization, is it? And here's the thing, Chad Life. I talked to a lot of other coaches who are big on who are very familiar with conjugate. And I've had some interesting conversations, and a lot of us have all concluded, the longer we do this, the more that it's like we can incorporate a ton of the elements of Chad. It's not 3-week blocks of the same type. It's completely not, because you're not changing the rep ranges so much in there. So there's 3-week blocks on the speed work. Now, that being said, a lot of other coaches I know, we've kind of talked about this and we've all agreed. We can incorporate elements of conjugate into all of our training, even for bodybuilding type purposes, right? But we don't have to follow conjugate as the book of methods lays it down, right? The way Louis programmed the day-to-day, we don't have to do that. It's not necessary to glean a lot of the benefits. There's a lot of golden nuggets of stuff in there that can be worked into other types of programs that Louis put out, right? You don't necessarily have to run his program. So you're not changing his program. You're saying, hey, these are some elements of things that Louis taught and did. How can I apply them into other things? Because conjugate was an extremely eclectic system, right? But conjugate doesn't have true periodization either, unless we're counting changing from bands to chains every 3 weeks on your speed work. But is that really periodization? You're doing max effort work every week. That is definitely not periodization. Yeah. But what do you mean the only similarity? Don't I do max effort work? Am I doing speed work with chains for lower body? So there's definitely elements of it, and different elements of Louis' philosophies are absolutely incorporated. They're absolutely incorporated when you look at Louis' stuff in its full totality. Because I delved pretty deep into the West Side rabbit hole for years of looking up everything I could find. I watched probably 100 hours of Louis' lectures, read hundreds of his articles, read all the books that he had, talked to coaches and other people I know who trained at West Side. Like I know people who trained there, so I've chatted with them. So I incorporate elements of this stuff, but I'm not on conjugate. But that's kind of the point. Your opinion on NH's new life coaching. Why would anyone want life coaching from him? Do you consider yourself a scholar? I suppose so. Who's the most successful lifter you inspired? I would rather not go into all that. Because inspired and coaching are two different things. I've had people on Facebook who have crazy numbers who have chimed in and said and complimented them who said they got started with some of my stuff 10, 12 years ago. I mean, I've seen a few of those. It's like crazy when that happens, but I don't know that counts because I never coached them. They learned a few things from my early YouTube in 2012 or something, I don't know that counts. Have you ever lifted on those? I wouldn't recommend you do that unless you have to. Eternal. Are you asking me, do I have enough biochemistry background to understand how Ozempic works? I'm going to say no. Do I know in layman's terms how it works? would you chat with from, I don't understand your question. When was the 5x5 invented? I think in the 50s. All right. So when you talk about, are we talking about total test? So what are you asking me, Lars? Eternal. Here's the thing I would say. She's 70 years old. If she's overweight, she's going to die soon anyways. You can't be overweight at that age. So she's probably better taking the Ozempic, especially if it's under the care of her doctor, right? Is her doctor willing to prescribe it? Then what's the issue? Didn't you invent the 5x5? CSGO, I never claimed to have invented the 5x5. I made it very clear in all my early videos, some of the early pioneers of that protocol. I mean, I've went into a lot of detail back then. You can't claim that I ever said that. Do you still think about it? Is G for P still part of bodybuilding? Yeah. There's a point where we have to take a mature approach to some of that banter. And I don't say that sort of banter anymore. But yeah, G for P, and there will always be a homoerotic subculture to bodybuilding. Does that mean bodybuilding as a whole is? No, obviously not. There are plenty of completely straight people in bodybuilding, probably the majority. But is there definitely that element or aspect to it? Yeah. And so what? Like, do you care? I mean, do any of us really care if someone is gay or something's gay at this point in life? I got other shit to worry about. Lars, you don't qualify for TRT. Lars, let me put it another way. Dude, I think testosterone's great. If you want to pin some test, go for it. Dude, I think testosterone's great. I think anyone who is healthy and fit and willing to take care of themselves, who wants to take their test levels up above the normal range, and you're an adult, go for it. I see no issue with it. But don't call it TRT. That's the only issue. Just don't lie and call it TRT. Just call it, dude, I'm blasting some motherfucking test. Yeah, I did see what Lane said about drinking. But as far as TRT goes, at a normal clinic, you do not qualify for TRT with your numbers. You will have to go to a specialized doctor who will give it to anybody. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you medically don't meet the basic qualifications for a non-longevity clinic. They won't prescribe it to you probably. Is your dad Tom Platz? We're at 38 minutes here, guys. I'm probably about to wind this down in a minute. Antonio, I might need to address what he said. It might be necessary. And I'm not trying to restart a fight, but this is a problem. For him to use his PhD and then to put out something that is contrary to the current body of scientific knowledge. Thoughts on Brian Johnson, aka the longevity guy? I don't know anything about that. Your opinion on Revival Fitness? He's an ass clown. I've been sent the video. I haven't watched it yet, so I need to look at it. Well, I mean, let's set aside the fact that Revival Fitness took pops at me. The fact that he promotes a carnivore type diet and is anti-vegetable by default makes him a fucking ass clown. Okay? Straight up, I don't care what else you've done in life. If you're promoting an anti-vegetable diet, you're an ass clown. That includes Revival Fitness. That includes Jordan Peterson. Straight fucking ass clowns. Anybody who could be convinced to even try a carnivore diet, I struggle to believe that they're intelligent enough to tie their own shoelaces. Because he is killing people with his diet. So any good that he may have done has been completely undone by the fucking death and carnage he has caused. That's like saying, that's like trying to justify good things that you think Hitler did. Well, there's some bad shit that has to be balanced against that, guys. So Jordan Peterson is directly responsible for putting that diet on the map, and it's killing people. That's kind of a big fucking strike in the whole balance of whatever he's done to help people. You see the problem? Schlock, how many people have died or have I harmed with my information? He's been doing that for a decade. Halo, he's been the whole Tom Platz thing. That guy's been making accounts for a decade doing that, and he doesn't respond when you ask him why. I'm going to disagree, Antonio. I believe it is almost the damage that he caused with his promotion of the carnivore diet and putting it on the map. People wouldn't be out there doing it. It wouldn't be popular had he not done all that. He is responsible. So he has caused large amounts of death. He has caused large amounts of harmed health. There are people who are going to suffer the rest of their lives, thousands of them, because of him, physically suffer. So when you say, well, I've done other good things, but you've caused the death of thousands of people. You've caused poor health in tens of thousands of people that's going to fuck them for life. You know, how do you balance that with what you think good he did? And the problem is he hasn't apologized for it. He hasn't retracted it. At the very least, apologize for it. But he hasn't. He's doubled down on it. So that's a problem. You know what, Antonio? I'm tired of your shit. Fuck you. All right. No, Otto, it's because I haven't done controversy in so long that I didn't get into people's feeds and algorithms. I've had people now say that these lives are the first videos they've seen suggested in 5 years. So FYI. All right, guys. I don't think what people don't seem to understand the Jordan Peterson thing. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to grasp. They're like, would you apologize for this? I didn't kill anybody. I think if you have caused the death of thousands of people personally, you should at least apologize for it. I think that's a bare minimum expectation. Who's the biggest? I don't know. I mean, technically Michael Hearn, I guess, but I like Michael Hearn's work. But he's probably, I don't know, maybe Simeon Panda might be the biggest. I don't know who the biggest fake natty is. I would need to go get measurements. I mean, aren't there guys who are 270 ripped who claim natty? Thoughts on standing dumbbell shoulder press? I think it's a good exercise. I know a lot about SARMs, and they're really stupid. All right. All right, guys, it's 45 minutes. It's getting later. I got to get ready to train. I'm going to wind this down.